The truth shall set you free. A review of the Verifier in Crossout with Dangerously Incompetent. The Verifier is great, for is it not written, "No more shall the chameleoids sneak up unto you and destroy your vehicle in one hit. Verily, you shall strip them of their unholy vestments, and their wickedness shall be laid bare for all to witness. And they shall wail and gnash their teeth in anguish as you smite them mightily to the acclaim of your fellow survivors." So, how does the Verifier work? If an enemy deploys a chameleon anywhere in your detection radius, you start getting an audible warning, a beep, 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 which speeds up as they get closer. Beep, 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 beep. And a grey blob is put on the minimap and the map in the enemy's approximate position. So you get a warning someone invisible's coming, and you get an idea, if you look at the minimap, you get an idea of where they are. And if your Verifier drone is reloaded and you choose to deploy it, the Verifier will display their cloak, and there they should be laid bare for everyone to see, and you and your team can just waste them before they can do anything. Great. No, you're wrong, heretic. The Verifier is shite. It's shite because it's not a radar detector. When I first started using it, I thought, oh, this is great. I was decloaking people and marvellous. But then I noticed the enemies weren't showing up on the minimap. I knew they were around the corner, but they weren't there. I thought, oh, is it bugged? But then I went back and read the description again, and it says enemy detection radius, not the detects enemies in cover that the radar detectors like the Maxwell get. So it doesn't see round corners, it's line of sight only. And it's a radar, and it's a radar that's worse than the Ruby, which is the common radar, because the Verifier detection radius is 200 meters. That's not very far at all. You can see people easily at 200 meters. And the Ruby's detection radius is 300 meters, and that's a common, and it doesn't take an energy, and yeah, 200 meters is absolutely miserable. So it's no good against regular people without a chameleon. It's worthless, really. That said, it does detect the cloak players round corners, behind buildings, so what. You don't need line of sight to detect the cloak players. But the uncloaked players, you don't see them if you don't have line of sight. And if you do launch the drone, it forces all the enemies who are cloaked, even if you don't have line of sight. So the invisible enemy detection and forcing them out of invisibility, that's fine. The other side of buildings, don't need line of sight for that. The other thing about it is you need an area, a clear area around it, well, above it if you mounted it horizontally, to let the drone launch, which means you can't tuck it away underneath or up the front or anything like that. And it uses 1 energy. That's a lot for what you're getting. I mean, that energy could otherwise be used for weapons. In summary then, if you meet a chameleon user, the Verifier is great. You nullify their advantage, and they've probably put themselves in a very vulnerable position, because now you can see them and blam 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 and they're gone. But if you don't meet a chameleon user, you've just wasted 1 energy and 290 power score on your vehicle. If it was a radar detector, rather than a radar, and it detected everyone in radius, regardless of line of sight, it would be good. I mean, the 200 meters detection radius isn't great, but it's usable if you're seeing through buildings and rocks and so on. And but it's a radar detector, and as a radar detector, you're only detecting line of sight in 200 meters. You can see that far. It's rubbish, unless you're using the anti-chameleon properties of the Verifier. It's just a waste of space. As it is, the regular Maxwell is more effective than Verifier, so I recommend you stick with a Maxwell. Unless you're meeting lots of chameleon using enemies, say in Clan Wars, when you can have 1 person on the team with a Verifier, force them all out of cloak. As it is, I'll be selling this Verifier while the price is high, making a small amount of crafting profit, and sticking with my upgraded Maxwell.